This reminds me a little bit of Switzerland for some reason. I think it's the pine trees. I am in Michigami. I just stayed at the Three Lakes Motel. I'm at a stop sign, or a stoplight. It's a really long one because of construction. So I'm just taking the opportunity to capture the area since it's kind of overcast. I thought I would go out on my kayak this morning before hitting the road, but I don't know. I'd rather find some place just random, if it's even nice enough out today to do that. Well, that's Northwoods, super Northwoods. In Wisconsin, this would just be called up north, but in Michigan, there's like two up norths. There's like up north on the lower peninsula, which is very lush and almost tropical looking, foresty. It's not like this. It's not as many pine trees. You know, whatever that look is, whatever that type of vegetation is. Anyway, up north number 2. All right, back to the road. Well, this might take a while. Oh, there it goes. Bye. Well, found the boat access. It was really easy too. This is the lake I knew I was right by, Ruth Lake, which made me think I should read the Book of Ruth. I don't know. I try to take things as signs. Never heard of a Ruth Lake before. Maybe Ruth is a really good word because ruthless is a bad word. Anyway, look at this cute place. Aww. Oh, it smells good. Wow, that's beautiful. Like seriously, some Northwoods vibes. Maybe? So when I was like 16 or 17, I went on a trip to the Boundary Waters of Minnesota, which is way up at the top by Canada. Maybe that's what this is reminding me of. It's all that same piece of land. It would make sense. Yeah, it even smells like it. I don't remember everything about that trip, but there's a definite Northwoods kind of vibe and smell that is in Canada. It's also in northern Wisconsin. It's in northern Minnesota. And I had always noticed it was in the UP, but I just haven't been here before. Alright, write a song. Bye. Look at that. I'm on a tiny little gravel driveway. Not on a road, Mom. Wow. Over. Vegetation. Hi. Some people came up to the boat launch and I didn't really want to be standing there trying to figure out how to make my ukulele balance. It wasn't staying. It could be a car song. Let's balance you on a box of raisins. Not too bad. That's a view, sort of. Alright. Oh, I was trying to move the seat back. Darn it. Oops, I think I smushed something. Oh, it was my guitar. Let me stop this. Couldn't find my tuner. It'll have to be good enough. Here. The problem with YouTubing is that I spend more time now focused on how it is for you, but there's not that many yous that watch my channel. And in a way, it's kind of slightly, mildly eroding what songwriting is for me. Like, the only reason I'd want to pull over and write a song here is if I wanted to capture something in the land or do something spiritually, emotionally, mentally here at Ruth Lake by 3 Lakes Motel. But I don't feel anything. It's just pretty. And I don't know, it's a little chicken and egg. Oh, there's the raisins you're balanced on. It's a little chicken and egg. Like, do I not feel anything because I just spent the last 5 minutes digging for a ukulele tuner and focused on a visual? Or do I not feel anything because this land is not a part of my story, you know? And I think that that's an important thing, to like let yourself be inspired and not force it. And I think that's another downside that I've had from my own like giddiness as a person who likes being solitary and having a lot of solitude. To write is sometimes I just get giddy about it. Like you have one good time and you have like 10 bad times, but they're not bad, they're just not the same feeling. So that special feeling, you don't know when it's going to come. It usually comes once the song is started, which is frustrating. That's why I probably start so many songs, because I don't know when that feeling of inspiration is going to just kind of, I don't know. So I think this place isn't a song place. But since I got my ukulele a little bit more in tune, just by ear, I'll play while I finish talking. So I'm going to go out and check my tires, make sure they look good. I had all the tire pressure checked yesterday, but I just want to be extra cautious. Make sure I didn't run over anything, like a sharp rock. Shouldn't have even said that. I shouldn't even put that out into the universe. One thing that I've noticed that I do differently than a lot of people is I don't give the power to those types of things. I don't say them out loud. I don't talk about them. Well, I am right now, so I take it back. You know, I don't think through everything that could go wrong. I don't think through... I'm very aware that we all have an end of life, but I don't think through ends of lives. I mean, a little bit, just a hair, when I needed to kind of come to terms with reality in a philosophical, psychological phase of my life, and occasionally in little bursts. But I don't sit around reflecting on the heavy things in the world like I see so many people doing. So I don't read the news every day. I don't sit and wait and listen for what storms are brewing and what problems are at hand. I don't watch for that. And maybe it's from all the law of attraction Abraham Hicks videos I've been watching and favoriting. You can find them. It's weird. Like, I've never been good with money, so I've even been watching some of those to be like, what is this about? Like, what is it in my brain that... And it's not that I'm not good with money. I'm just not attracted... Or I don't make choices that are money-oriented is probably the most honest. But I work and I pay my bills, and I always have, and I have really hefty student debt, and I've done fine even with that. So I'm good with money, if I'm honest. I have a high credit score. But yeah, like the tears are there because there was a time in my life when I was not well at all, and a few people helped me a great deal, and so all the peace that I now feel all the time, mine being like a communicative feeling relationship with God, like a spirit-led kind of thing, kind of 12-step-ish, where they're like, don't worry about what God means to you, just kind of, and that's probably where it restarted. You know, I was born again when I was 17, and I was raised in the Presbyterian church, but it restarted with just that don't really worry about it thing that they talk about in every single 12-step book ever. Every fill-in-the-blank anonymous. And in fact, that's the biggest reason I left fill-in-the-blank anonymous, whichever one you would choose, is because secrets and being secretive is a huge, I'm going to say trigger, like source of shame for me. Like, I don't want to live my life feeling like whole friendships and whole activities are secret. Like, I have to know people in this town, and then if I see them outside of the meeting, I have to act like I don't know them. Or I have to lie about why I know them. That's what 12-Step Worlds does. So even in a city as big as Chicago, I felt like I had built this social network of healing with people that I respected, and we were all doing well, but in the end I had to like hide it, like, or lie, or like if one came to my wedding I had to lie about how I knew them, and I was just like, this is, even then I didn't like it, but especially once I moved to Michigan and tried to restart in some of that, I was just like, I can't. And I don't know, it's just, it was the wrong identity for me, and I didn't actually need it. I was doing it for my ex. I mean, I guess I needed the one that is for people who need to support somebody who needs something like that. But I will say it helped me greatly. It helped me so greatly, it's ridiculous. There's a thing called a 4th step. Mine was 200 pages long. Not because I'm some horrible person, but because I went into insane detail, kind of like these YouTube videos, of everything I had ever done wrong and every person I felt I had ever hurt. And I'm so grateful to the friend of mine, whose name I won't say right now, who listened to all of that. And at the time she was my sponsor, that's what they call it. Somebody who's kind of like ahead of you. But anyway, that whole world, getting back to my point, that whole world gave me a sense that if I've been helped, I have to pass it on. And I think some of my pain in the last few years has been from trying to pass on this like peace and belief in healing and change and letting go and forgiving people and forgiving ourselves, and trying to pass that on to people and noticing like they don't want it. Like, a lot of people I know don't want that. They don't want to hear me talk like that, or they don't want that for themselves, or they don't believe it's possible. So at the end of the day, my biggest journey in this past year has been letting go. Like, and I'm not trying to let go of people, but I'm trying to let go of some sort of overt belief in helping people. Like, if people don't want what you're selling, or they don't believe what you believe, you kind of have to, like, learn how to do the whole live and let live thing. And it's only hard for me because it goes kind of against what I feel a.a. and Al-Anon and all those, so I wasn't going to say which ones it was. Well, I was going to try to help at the time I was trying to encourage my ex to go. Whatever, who cares? So I had quit drinking for like 6 years, but when I ended up drinking again, I've never really been a person to have more than like 1 or 2 beers, so, whoops, at least since like college, that was kind of wild. Well, anyway, here's a song. I know I can't help you in the do. I know you've been, or we've been changing course or tune this whole time, and I'm not ready to stop throwing you a line, but I wish I could believe in you finding your way on your own. It's arrogant and proud to say this out loud, and I'm learning that that's my work to do. 'Cause the second I understand something, turn around and get real proud and think you need it too. Well, I don't know what you need here. Same way you don't know what I've been through. The same way I don't know or barely know what I need here. And I love you, and maybe I'm afraid, but I won't care if I don't help you. If I don't really try to help, I'm afraid I'll just walk away and write more songs. And move along in my joy of being close to God. Feels like being the thing they said you would be, and abandoning things they said you would forget you once needed. It feels like filling a role. It feels like being the bad guy in the deepest parts of your soul. To have been held, but to walk away without helping anyone else. It feels like playing a role. It feels like being the victim turned villain, or just the victim turned stranger. It plays. It feels like playing a role. It feels like letting go. It feels like letting go. I'm sorry, or maybe I'm not sorry because it hasn't been working. you go. Alright, well. Peace and love and all that good stuff. There you go. Onward. Bye.